Okay. That's weird. That was super strange. Anyways, we're back. Hi, everyone. On your stream, someone mentioned you needed a haircut, so I went and got one too. Dude, my hair was getting bad, bro. My hair was getting pretty bad. But yeah, how was your guys' day? Anything interesting happen since this morning? Anything cool? Anything exciting? I'm a little behind in work right now. Today I got stuff done, but not what I want, not what I needed to get done. So I might do that later. Maybe I'll probably just focus up on that tomorrow morning. But yeah, third stream in one day. Yeah, it's technically it's the third. Yeah. We can talk about this morning again. Oh, do you mean the Reddit thread? I don't really like. I have a discussion I could literally bring to that, but like I don't know if anyone even wants to have that discussion because I truly feel like everyone here is probably on the same page. So, what Reddit thread? Just someone trying to call out novel keys for like being FOMO because of Dolch, which it's just not a. It's to be honest, it's not an argument that I feel like is made with the correct information in mind. I feel like it's a very emotional argument. So, which is fine, you're allowed to do that. But I also feel like a lot of the times you need to kind of sit down and think, is this worth arguing about based off of my emotions? Didn't you talk about that on stream already? Oh no, I think I mentioned it was just a ridiculous thread because that's when it got posted, but some of us work burn. Didn't you? Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess some of us do work in the mornings and we weren't able to catch the stream. That's true. Sounds like Simon. I think it was Simon inspired. It was a Simon inspired thread. But no, it was just an argument about the whole Dolch being 5 days because it was a
What up, dude?
It was a short group buy window because of it was the small batch pre-orders. Thank you, Ant. I appreciate the 34 months. Also, I have to give a compliment to Pazuzu. Pazuzu, let me tell you right now. I would go to hell and back for you, okay? Because you're so beautiful. I hope you're having a beautiful day for your beautiful human being self. Love you, okay? I don't know why there's an argument for this. There's gonna be extras anyways. Thing is, I don't really even know the sales number for... I don't know, like, do you guys even want to get into this conversation? Like, and actually have, like, converse about this? Or is this just you guys wanted to talk about it, like, briefly? Because, like, to be honest, I personally feel there's not a lot of great conversation that can be made out of this that hasn't already been said in, like, the Discord. So, I don't know. Personally, I'm not into it. But if you guys want to, and you guys actually feel like you guys want to get off your chest type thing, go for it. Mad people gonna be mad? Yeah, I mean, I'll say this at the end of the day. Dude, it's a hobby with so many vast facets and how you can get into it. Just move on. If you feel like it's hurting someone, but it actually, in actuality, it's not, and you're just kind of being emotional, like, please try to recognize that. But if it's just realize that not everything needs to affect you. I think that's the key there. Not everything needs to bother you, and you're not even allowed. You should. I encourage you to step out from the main character window and move yourself over to the sidelines. Can you explain the business reason for short sales windows? They're short pre-orders. I don't exactly know, like, the MOQ that gets done, but, like, guys, I'll tell you this from a grand perspective. There's not a lot of people buying keycaps right now. Like, those pre-orders that Novel Keys does, they never sell out. No one's really buying them, even with 30 days. Like, there's still not a lot of orders. It's because the economy is A, it's kind of bad right now, and B, it's just people have like the need, the FOMO side of keyboards is kind of gone. So like, okay, guys, even with Manta, like, the first few days, great. Now it's just gonna be, like a void until the very end. So it doesn't, I'm not saying it should be 5 days or 30 days. I just think realistically, there's no point. Like, it's just an argument that I feel like isn't a great argument to have. Things change over time. The landscape of hobbies change. So, Rob, you know what's funny? I literally said that too, bro. I was like, there's extras. Like, one of the reasons is it helps with refunds if it fails to hit MOQ, since it doesn't get smacked with Shopify, like longer shopping windows. I don't think those small batches get refunded, though. I don't think they're actual group buys. They're just pre-orders. I don't think... Well, plus, yeah, like if it's a shorter window, I suppose if it was a group buy, but I think those are all pre-orders. Manta might still have some pickup towards the end. That's usually those who don't manage to manage money it well. I know. The sound test for Next Level, I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm still going back and forth between which Manta I like more. I don't know. Also, I need a desk pad. Let me go get one quick. Where were these people when when Matrix drops literally any board for 2 days? I'm telling you guys, and this is the secret here. Again, my last thing I'm going to say. People like to get mad over things. I think people like seeing others fall. So, people like seeing the downfall of people. That's why drama videos do so well on the internet. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I want to say too, there's a lot of... Oh wait, I want a small one. There's a lot of valid criticism that comes out of these things. No, let's use this. And I'm sure that, like, maybe now, you know, there'll be some takeaways from all this. Not to say there's no valid things. But again, I think conversation can be dealt with differently. Did Alex mention if they hit MLQ yet? Oh, for Manta? No, we're very far away from it. But I think if we even get close, we'll probably still run it. No! I don't know how to store this. I took this down today. It's a barn door, but I don't know where to put it. It just fell. I don't know where to put it. I don't have a space for it. I should just put it back on the light. What was that? Was that Annette? Annette did knock it down in the background. Use it as a hat. That's pretty... I might actually use it as a hat. If Annette does escape from the basement, I will use it as a hat. All right. Let's talk about today's keyboard. Also, wait, one more thing. The new light came in. I think this new light, because it's like 3 times as bright, it's so good. The new light is so... Plus, I can dial in the temperature of the light properly now, because it's a bicolor light instead of just a 5600 light. So, I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy about it. It really shows off the curve of your desk. Yeah, I did warm up the scene a little bit. Is it too warm? Here, I'll let you guys choose. Is this camera still doing that thing where it's like choppy a little? I don't know why it's doing this. I think my computer just needs a restart at this point here. But it's okay. I'm not gonna really use that camera today. Can I choose? If you want. Oh, wrong thing. This one. Connecting. Too warm here right now, dude. It was so humid today. I actually need to crank the AC today. I was getting like sticky. Okay, so right now I have it on 5500, but like we could go to 5600, which is not a big deal, but like we can make it cooler if we want. We can make it really warm, but I think like 5500 is good. Maybe we just leave it on 56. I think 56 is pretty neutral. This is good? Okay. But you know what I noticed too? This 5600 versus the last 5600 is slightly different. Warmer is more cozy? Yeah. I just like how bright this new light is because now it actually gets to this side of the desk. Before it was like you got light and then nothing. So it was kind of contrasty a little bit. All right. Today we're looking at the Nocfree End. It's a split keyboard, which, dude, I've been seeing some people get pretty hyped for this. I did some research into their last board and people really liked it. I've been seeing a lot more people get into this, I don't want to say ergonomic kick, because I do feel like it's just, I feel like it's a very loud thing that people really like lately. Like, people have been really pumped for it, but I don't know if people are buying keyboards for it. Now, a lot of the times with the ergonomic stuff and just like split keyboard stuff, it depends on the board. Like, it really does. I like this one here though because of some of the features it has. Plus, they're using a switch. They didn't say which manufacturer they're using, but they're calling it the Nocfree Rhyme. We'll see. They have a bunch of different add-ons. It's a Kickstarter project. They did deliver their first one, and again, apparently people really liked it. They do have a small discount on this one here, and they did sponsor today's stream by sending us out a keyboard kit to take a look at. I think they also sent us a numpad. Plus, they sent us one of the other keycap sets as well. But first impression of the board, without getting into too much detail, it came like this. I'm not going to blame this on them. Dude, I think this was shipped by UPS, and dude, they just like, they did not give a shit about this package. So, with that in mind, one of my instant criticisms of this, because this isn't a super cheap project, but it also isn't super expensive, I would suggest them just like ditch the cardboard case and put this in a hard shell. I think that's my very first criticism to this. I don't know if this is final packaging, by the way, but I would say ditch it. Ditch the cardboard case here. I saw this yesterday on Instagram. Yeah, people have been kind of going nuts for it. I've had a lot of requests to take a look at it too. But I really like the aesthetic of this board. I really, really do. We'll take a look at some of the other stuff here. So again, this is the Nocfree End. It has that like early group buy supporter thing. I like the aesthetic a lot. You know what this reminds me a little bit of? It reminds me of the typeface keyboards. Maybe it's just because it has this big ampersands on the side here. But it's an all aluminum chassis. Like, it's nice. It's a nice looking, very clean looking chassis. Appreciate that you actually have toggles on the side and whatnot, which, you know, for me, that's a pretty big deal. Like, I like when keyboards do that these days, and I've been pushing for that for quite a while. But it's a genuinely a nice looking board. And then you just get a low profile board here when you put it together. They have some really nice colors. I actually would have loved to have seen this in that like charcoal black color they have. I feel like that would have been my vibe. It's like stealthy, but it is nice. And they do have a separate numpad they're offering as well, which is pretty cool. This is gasket mounted too, which we'll take it apart and see how we feel about it. You might be able to use the low-free switches with this one. Yeah, if I had some extras, I probably could, huh? Actually, I didn't even open this one here up. This one I was going to wait for you guys. But yeah, interesting project. I like stuff like this. It's been a little while since I've looked at a split keyboard, so I'm kind of excited to see what this one here is all about. I don't know where I put my knife's upstairs. So the numpad's nice. Actually, this is very handy, the numpad. Cool. Will you be checking out the link from Canon Keys? That sounds really familiar. Did I not look at the link? I swear to God I looked at that already. think I did. Numpad, now you can get rich for real, bro. If the group buy for Manta ended today, would you be happy if the number of keyboards sold? Dude, I'd be happy if 10 sold. So yes, the answer is 110%. 110%. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They're even, I don't know if this is something you can like get right now, because I think this might be one of the things you have to unlock, but there's a tenting kit and a stand kit, which is pretty cool for this too, so that I really appreciate. The colors, like I said, they have a dark gold, a red, pink, black, which black is my favorite, and a silver. The starting price for this keyboard is $239. Not bad. The regular price, because this is always that Kickstarter, you know, backer pledge thing, the normal price would be $350 USD. So it is what it is there. Layout wise, this is a 75%, kind of a non-exploded one, which, dude, I kind of like non-exploded 75s. I think in a lot of ways, I really do. I swear to God I've mentioned this before though. I swear I've mentioned that I like the non-exploded 75s. For that price, I'd rather get the Tofu TKL. I think this is a very different target audience for something like this, though. So this is going to be something that you'll probably go out of your way to pick up. Glad to hear that, because I'm interested in more projects from you in the future, Alex. Thank you, Vaughn. I appreciate that. But yeah, pretty cool. Their keycaps are really nice on this, too, I got to admit. Keycaps are really cool. I do wish they were a tad thicker, which we'll show off right now. They're not the thickest in the world, but I mean, they're adequate, I'd say. Very, very adequate. Hold on, let me go to my notes real quick. It does have wireless mode, which is awesome. I think I read something on one of their pages, because I have this in my notes, that they mentioned VIA and VIAL compatibility. I'll have to triple check that here today. We'll put that to the test. They did say they're using a gasket mounted solution here, which we'll figure out how to open this. Actually, I'm not even too sure. Maybe we have to take up the keycaps. I'm not even sure how this opens. If we can open it, which is interesting on its own. Oh, I see how they did this. Maybe I won't open this today, and maybe this is going to get a point off from me. My suggestion to Nocfree for this. I see where the screws are. Can anyone take a guess? Anyone dare to guess where the screws are on this? Anyone dare to guess? Yeah, they're underneath the feet. And it's an adhesive foot. Underneath the adhesive foot. So, okay. That loses a point to me. I feel like it's probably a double-edged sword. Like, if you're buying something like this, you probably know what you want, and you probably won't take it apart, which is totally fair. But for someone buying this, who's buying a more premium product, and there's a slight chance that you might open this to tinker with it yourself, I strongly suggest figuring out a different solution for adhesive feet. My suggestion to Nocfree, look at some of the various ways we've implemented screws and feet in the keyboard hobby. Whether it's press-in feet that cover the screw, even if you do want to use adhesive stuff, my suggestion to you will be kind of to follow what the Lily did. So the Lily, what it had screws, and then it would just have adhesives that go on the screw but still allow you to unscrew it. So it's kind of like a donut, basically. But I think there are some elegant solutions that you can probably do for this, so you don't have to tear off this adhesive and then completely destroy your keyboard to get into the internals here. Yeah, like even with the F1 does is super valid. Like that I strongly suggest as well. Let's see what else we got. A donut sounds good right now. Dude, for real. Even if someone doesn't want to tinker, I still like to see cases being accessible just for ease of repair. Yeah, there's that too. Definitely that too. We'll talk about their switches here in a second. I want to just grab some of the other stuff here. I'm going to swap it to the all black keycaps that they sent over. We have our cables. I'm guessing this is just for charging, because these two should interface wirelessly, which is really nice. Was there a dongle or anything, or is this just Bluetooth for this particular model? Let's see. The amount of hair we both shaved off today, we can make a mop. Dude, I was like not feeling it today with any of that. Bluetooth 2.4. I don't know where the dongle is. Does this even come with the dongle in mine? Let's see. Is it somewhere hiding in here? Okay, we'll just use Bluetooth to connect this. I don't know if these are charged, actually. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Bluetooth settings. Haircut is actually looking really nice. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. This might not be charged. I might have to let this charge. Let's see. Maybe not, yeah. Perhaps have to let this charge. Let me see something here. Yeah, the moment I plug it in, it turns on. So I think the batteries may be dead on this. We probably have to let this charge. We'll let it charge for the stream here. I can plug in two cables here. But let's look at the let's look at some of the switches. So this is their Nocfree Rhyme switch, which stats on this switch were kind of up my alley as well. It's a 40 gram, oh, sorry, 1 second. 40 gram plus 5 minus 5 actuation force. Pretty nice, 3.2 millimeter travel, linear. They're even offering like a stretch goal, I guess, which is a silent switch, which I think a lot of people who are interested in these types of boards usually go for. But how do these sound? Or I guess how do they feel, rather, more importantly right now? They're very snappy, which I really like. They're very, very snappy. Yeah, they're nice. I would still say, if I had to give a preference here, I slightly prefer the switches that were in the low-free board. But the Nocfree ones are good. But I slightly prefer the other ones. I vastly, like when it comes to like these low-profile solutions, I like the split. I think the split is really nice. If you guys want to know some benefits to a split keyboard, I did do some research on this a while back, so it does translate to this as well. There's a lot of ergonomic benefits to not keeping basically your shoulders like pressed together while you're typing. So being able to kind of just naturally spread your shoulders and relax a little bit while you're typing, so much better. So definitely some benefits there when it comes to ergonomics. It's you can, if you guys want to, there's like this whole thing you can read up on where it's like they teach you about how it affects your spinal cord and stuff. Very interesting stuff. Not from Nocfree, but just some actual doctor stuff, you know. Altier's been super comfy for that. Yeah. Splits are great for that. I'm just not super great on typing on splits. Actually, while we let this charge, let's swap to the black keycaps. That is what I actually want to do. This didn't survive transit too well. What did I miss? Not a whole hell of a lot. We're just taking a look at this board today. We're going to swap to the all black keycaps though, because that's kind of what I wanted to use for this. I'm a split enjoyer. Honestly, I don't blame you. Splits are nice. I do think this is one of the better looking splits on the market right now. For $240, I like the aluminum chassis. They did a good job with that. The gasketing, it does feel softer, and it does isolate it very well too. So I mean, the gasketing works. Not that it's difficult to screw that up, you know. Not that that's super difficult to screw up. It sucks to compare, but at that price, the QK Alice seems more appealing, unless low profile is the specific vibe. I think that would be the vibe, Gantus. Like, that would be the difference maker compared to things like the QK split board. Is you're most likely going for the low profile aspect of it. Like, most likely. Your current thoughts on X-ray keycaps? I like them a lot. Dude, the X-rays are really nice. I think they have a pretty pleasant sound profile as well. Actually, we should be getting in the Neo 65 core soon as well. Should be getting that in. My main board is a Dactyl, a split with staggered ortho keys. It's really comfy even after hours. Yes, I type a lot. Dude, you know I've always wanted to try getting into that, but I just like can't justify it. I'm not that good at typing. Okay, I'm struggling with this right now. Come here, keycap. Gotcha. Good evening. Got time to humor a noob question? No worries, man. I got you. Found you via the Purple Athena 1800 video. I need backlighting and programmable mapping. Are you aware of any purple metal options for me? Didn't the Athena have... I swear to God, didn't it have black backlighting? Or am I misremembering now? Or are you just looking for like a different keyboard in general? Backlighting's kind of tough. Don't know if it does. I have it somewhere here. Where is it? Where the fuck did I put it? Ah, I was literally taking pictures of it today. Let me see. I'm gonna take off a keycap. I'll tell you if it has backlighting or I guess per key RGB. No, it doesn't. My mistake. Purple with per key RGB. That is a toughie. Can I ask you a question, Green? Because I kind of want to like... I want to challenge you on something right now. I know this is your preference, by the way. Green. Does it need to have RGB? Can I ask you why you need the RGB? Do you find yourself like looking down at your keyboard during gaming sessions to look at the RGB aspect of the keyboard? How dare you? Well, the only reason I'm asking is because honestly, it'll expand the choices he or she has with when you get to pick other things, you know what I mean? Dude, I'm struggling to get these out of here right now. Where's my... No, we're gonna dump it out. Fuck it. I work in the dark. I don't look down too much, but I do. I don't know what else that comes in purple would have per key RGB off the top of my head. Although, again, to be that guy and to be annoying, I'm the same as you. I typically used RGB because I look down a lot. You know what saved me? And honestly, it allows me to expand everything on my desk. Just getting a light. This allowed me to do literally everything, so... But I totally get it if you don't want to do that too, Green. But yeah, off the top of my head, I'm not too certain what comes with per key RGB. And all purple. Even most RGB PCBs come with holes for LEDs. Yeah, you could also do that if you're comfortable with soldering. You could do a solder build and then install your own LEDs. But if you're not comfortable with that, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what to suggest. I would say if you have a lit up PC case at least, maybe you don't need the RGB keyboard. You know what, man? When I was into my RGB stuff, dude, everything needed RGB. It was so cool to see everything just light up like that. You know what I mean? So cool. Damn, I kind of want to go back to the low freeboard and see which one I like more for switches, because now I'm kind of doubting myself. Maybe I do like this one here a bit more. These are pretty sharp. I like how concise these are. Did you hear, see, the F1 65 Protos are supposed to be complete this week? Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Built a few boards now, but soldering still seems daunting. Soldering's not terrible. I understand why it's daunting though. Even when I originally did my first solder build, I made a mistake. I did indeed make a boo-boo. I did my first TikTok comparing two keyboards, and the only comment I received was someone saying they dislike both. Dude, honestly, if you go through some of my content, literally every piece of content I have is like that. If you go through any of the shorts, it's always like, I hated all of this. All 5 keyboards suck. And then I get a lot of, have you considered this one random Amazon keyboard? So it's going to happen. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. It's more the working in the dark thing that is driving me to backlighting. Anyways, thank you for taking your time. Dude, no worries, Green. So sorry I couldn't be more help off the cuff here. I wish I could be a little bit more useful to you. You have yourself a great day. But yeah, purple. Purple's a toughie. Not a lot of keyboards come in purple. Thank you, Green. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for your prime, bro. The Lucky 65 has perky. Does it come in purple? There you go. Green, maybe the Lucky 65 you can take a look at? Actually, I don't know if this will come in purple. Maybe the bridge? The bridge, or... There was that other... no, those didn't come in purple, though. Purple's what's throwing me off here. Blue recommendations? I would never recommend anyone blue. Sorry about that. I'm very sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have dumped all the keycaps out. Maybe this is a big mistake. Plus, I'm kind of just taking my time. I'm in no rush today. Blue hater? A little bit. Do you blame me, though? You know, maybe I do like these switches more. I have to double check. I've actually been using that low freeboard, and I can see myself wanting to use this too. I feel like this will be more comfortable, because that low freeboard, I don't like the right side of it at all. Dude, I'm telling you, I wish they'd sent me the all black version. I feel like the all black version slaps of this keyboard. I like the overall design. It's a nice overall design. They did a really good job with making this look as like, it's pleasantly aesthetic, you know what I mean? It has a very minimal vibe to it, and I think it suits the overall brand. Plus, I don't know, this badge that they got, the ampersands over here, is super sick.
First you come
I like
for
that a lot.
RGB, then you go for the B in RGB. Alex, does your hate know no bounds?
No, it
JK.
It doesn't. It doesn't burn. I'm so sorry. The white keycaps? Dude, I think it's just the nature of that kind of like color scheme. These black ones look sick. That's why when I saw these in the box, I was like, oh, I'm putting these on immediately. So, but a shame. I don't really want to take apart the feet on these keyboards just to get to the internals, just to show you guys the few gaskets. They do have some diagrams on the website for the gaskets, but they're just simple little like grommet style gaskets, so it's nothing like too crazy. There's a purple, oh my god, there's a piece of tape on me here. Come here, get off me. Black is definitely nicer. Posture check. I'm gonna do some typing tests with this too. I want to see if I'm able to touch type, which I know I'm not, but I still want to. I want to like expand my horizons a little bit, you know. By the way, guys, I don't think I told you guys, but I finished watching what's it called? The Last of Us Season 2. I will say, meh. Very, very meh. I was not thoroughly impressed with Season 2. People had warned me, but I did not listen. All 3 ways should look good. Oh, of just putting like mix and matching, you mean? No, I get that too. I don't know, the all black keycaps here are looking. Oh. What's going on with this camera? Let's see. Yeah, the all black ones are looking hella nice though. Like this looks sweet on this. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I know, truly. G. Thanks to all of you for jumping on purple queries. Perhaps I can stomach losing my numpad. Oh, were you looking for an 1800 as well? You might have to actually, unfortunately, Green, you might have to stomach losing the numpad. That might have to be an unfortunate sacrifice you need to make for this. Full size? Ooh, that's even tougher. I don't think I know any full size boards like that. That's a rough life. Very rough life. It's okay though. Yeah, dude, this is looking way... Dude, I love the way this looks. I still think I'd go for the all black version. The branding's pretty minimal on this too. It just says Nocfree in like a little embossed font on the front, which you can kind of barely even notice. Like even when you look at it like this, you're not gonna see that. Nice. Dude, I agree. I love low profile caps. These are actually not bad. I think they're just a regular die sub keycap. There's some inconsistencies. I think it's just because the font is so skinny. Like look at the W. Again, if I were them, I would maybe consider making these all double shot. Let me make sure. Are these double shot? Oh, no. No, they're die sub. I would maybe consider upping these to double shot or something. But yeah, you can see there's some like small inconsistency. Even the caps, the S has a little fuzziness towards the end. So they're not the best die sub keycaps, like even the G. But they're perfectly adequate for what they are. I probably would have went for, what's it called? I probably would have went for double shot myself if I was running this. Who took a bite out of that? Good evening, hi resident, how you doing? Actually, let me see something really quick. Sorry guys, I'm just double checking something I'm taking a look at here. All right. Okay, let's let this one here charge. Honestly, I had no clue they were going to be not charged. My B. Monsgeek M5W comes in full size, has RGB and available in perp. How is Monsgeek these days? How are they as a brand? I haven't been doing any checking up on them, so... Still as overwhelmingly average as they used to be. The stabs are good though. Nice. Okay, Nocfree. Okay, I'm impressed with the stabilizers. Impressive stabilizers here. I would say the only thing I'm not really, really, really impressed by right now, like the only thing, is the feet. I'll even give the pass to the keycaps. I would like to see better quality keycaps though. But the feet, just being adhesives, is kind of smooge to me. Real question is, does the left side taste better than the right? That's a really good question. I've been liking the low profile stuff. I don't know if you guys have been noticing. Low profile tickles an itch. Or I guess scratches an itch, I should say. Or tickles, whatever you guys want. I think it's just because I like low profile switches. I will, dude, low profile switches in the last like 4 years have come such a long way. Low profile used to be so, sorry for, I can't think of any better word here. Just, they used to be dog shit. They were terrible. I feel like they've come such a long way now where they're actually like very, very nice. Hope Meltrix does 98 refresh with your Ultraman Zoom lineup. Oh, that'd be nice, for sure. Hi, Bowl. Hey, Mr. Alex. Hope you're all having a nice day. I'm having a good day. I was a little stressed today. I did most of my day was like cleaning, and then I also kind of got distracted with reorganizing some order stuff, but been a pretty good day. I'm a little behind this week, but it's okay. We'll make it up in the long run. We'll make it up in the long run. I actually might have a bunch of streams extra this week. So I was considering doing an extra one today, but I'm probably going to do that sometime during the week. I like this. This is nice. Are you doing the F-140 this week? I want to do that and the other 40%. I was considering doing that. Actually, when did I want to do that? Let me tell you. Let me look at my calendar. I might even do that tomorrow, honestly. Or not tomorrow, the 7th, when the day I have off. Maybe that'll be a better day for it. We have a lot of streams this week. I'm going to let you guys know right now, just for like the sake of my sanity. I just want to like obviously confide in you guys as well. Not every stream this week will be a full 2 hours, only because we're literally streaming like for the next like I think 11 days in a row or something like that. So there might be some streams that are like an hour and a half or an hour. So if you guys could do me the courtesy of just, you know, allowing me, I guess. Fair. I know. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of cool things we're covering, though. Does this come off? Let's see. This is just... Oh, it's a magnet? Oh, is the dongle in here? Wait. This should be actually sick if it was. Okay, this is... Wait, I like this a lot. But I don't have a dongle. I think they forgot to give me one. The dongle goes in here. That's actually so nice. I'm sold on that. I like that. You guys know I like when keyboards hide the dongle somewhere in the keyboard for travel purposes. I am sold on this little hiding space for the dongle. And it just uses some magnets. I like that a lot. Okay, Nocfree, you got me on that. You got me. I love when companies do that. Okay. Can you build a keyboard in an hour? I can build a keyboard pretty quick. If I have the switches lubed. Only if they're lubed. The dongle storage is really good for travel. Yeah, dude. Some brands don't think about that. Like, usually wireless keyboards, smaller form factor stuff, like you're taking it around with you to travel. Like when I'm going to Novel Keys in October, like I'm bringing a little keyboard with me because I don't like. I think I'm probably going to bring one of the low-profile keyboards. Hell, I might bring this. This is probably the only low-profile I have with, like, a little dongle spot, just so I don't have to carry, like, a little storage pouch of, like, goodies, you know? So this might become the keyboard I end up bringing. It's handy, man. People don't think of that stuff. I like the hiding place for it too. You would never notice that. That is nice. I am happy about that. Oh, I don't have all the keycaps here because some of them fell out. I'll go through the other ones here in a bit. Let's just put what I have. You guys are awesome. I think I'm caught up on tracking down all the suggestions. Dude, anytime. Everyone here is really pleasant, Green. So if you ever have questions, put this upside down. Always feel free and ask. It's a cool community. Oh, I think I might have mentioned this to you guys already. I am working... Okay. I want to announce something. I feel like I've already announced it, though. I'm working on creating my own forum that you can browse publicly without needing to sign up. Or you can sign up and participate if you'd like. But I'm working on creating a forum basically for ICs. That will be better moderated. This is a little bit more of like a personal vendetta, I guess, against the current state of something like Geekhack. So to be transparent with you guys, I've always disliked Geekhack. You can find old clips of me and Marcia years and years and years ago where I basically told me you couldn't catch me dead signing up and participating on Geekhack. And the only time I ever had to participate is when a company said that I helped develop something that we never, like said me and Marcy had developed something that we never did. So I had to like tell them we did not do that. That's the only comment I've ever made. So I already have a little base platform for it. I am just going to be developing the insides of it, but I'm hoping that it can stir up some positivity. Because right now I feel like a lot of people don't want to visit Geekhack or participate on Geekhack. I will be, Agent, I will be. Can it have a calendar of upcoming releases? I think that would be need to be manually done, so. Publish that forum and I'll be the first user. I think I have like a test page somewhere, but it's not live yet. But I will make it live soonish. Okay. I think I put all the wrong things on this side. Let me fix this. Geekhack just looks unpolished. Even outside of its visual aesthetic, Geekhack... I have problems with Geekhack on a deeper level and what it's kind of become and what it stands for. So... all right. This is looking hella good. I like this with the black keycaps. Even some orange accents. Ooh, should I put the orange accents on? Those are kind of nifty too. Ooh la la. Damn. Geekhack just... oh, I already read that one there. The calendar is a really good idea. I just don't know how to implement that so it's automatic. I feel like you'd absolutely need to do that manually. I feel like there would be, unfortunately, no good way to do that automatic. But who knows? Perhaps I'll be in a good spot where maybe we can get some, I guess volunteers that would allow us to kind of have that if people want to manually upkeep it. We'll see. Would DualShot or Mars Cadet look better on a Tangerine SE? I think Mars Cadet for sure. I think that's just because it would accent well with the case. But yeah, I think so. I volunteer ad? Damn. Hard to not have nostalgia for it when you're around in the OG days. Yeah, my problem with Geekhack is just it's become kind of like a I just don't like what it's become, basically. I won't get into it, actually. Never mind, I don't feel like it. But yeah, I just don't like how negative it is. Alright. Like I said, some of these fell out, so this didn't survive transit all that well. Oops. Oh. Might be able to have a portal for posters to add dates themselves, but hard to say without seeing more. Feels like a day job. Dude, it would be a full-time thing. That's why I'm kind of even nervous about publishing the thing, because I feel like I'd have to mod it, which would eat up more of my time. But we'll see. I feel like it'd be so good for the overall community to have like a better spot. But that's assuming it becomes the main thing, which who knows? Which also means I probably have to pay for more. Probably have to pay for a better server for my website, which is expensive, by the way. Is Geekhack like very complicated to regulate or what? I've tried a few times to sign up and they never send anything. It's because Geekhack itself just doesn't work well as a platform. On top of it having community issues, I'd say, it also just as a platform just sucks. It's super dated in that regard. Outside of being visually dated, it's just dated in a way where it makes it also hard to use. Unfortunately. Like the search function barely works on that thing. All right. Dude, this looks so good with the black keycaps. Hell yeah. It's hard to navigate as well. Yeah, the navigation aspect. I think it's just because the search function sucks. But yeah, I'm hoping to have it... Like, I'm hoping I can get it running, like the thing I'm trying to do, by the end of the month. But I have the base there. Yeah, bull. We were talking about that, me and you. Alright, let's see. Do we have... Is this charged now? I don't think it's charged yet. I think I might need to... let this charge further. Okay. Well, I don't think I can actually type on this yet. But let's just do some typing tests just to see what this feels like. Bit of a bummer. I don't know how long this would need to charge. I have no documentation on how to do anything here because I didn't get any documentation either. Which is a bit of a bummer. I actually only got this in 2 days ago as well. Okay. Yeah, nothing's happening right now. I'll let it charge overnight. We can revisit the Bluetooth aspect of it. But in the meantime, let's see what this sounds like. So again, this is using their own switches that they got done from a manufacturer. I'll do a few different styles of typing test here. We'll do connect it, not connect it. This is comfortable, actually. I'm smiling not actually too much at the sound. I still preferred the low-free for sound. This is comfortable the moment you separate it. It's been a little while since I've used a split keyboard, so this is nice. It's very like natural feeling. I like this a lot. I think it's the low profile aspect of it too, because the last low profile keyboard, the last split keyboard I used wasn't low profile. Ooh, I can actually get used to this. This is nice. Yeah, and then you don't have to go that far apart too. You can even just do one like this where you're... These really make for excellent gaming keyboards too. Like if you don't want to game with a big keyboard and you don't really care about like the performance, I guess in this case, it's cool to get split keyboards for this. Then coffee cup in the middle. Yeah, I can see that. If you ever just want to put a little can of something in the middle, for sure. This is nice. They did a good job with the feeling of this board. Does the orientation not hurt your hands? No. Like, for me, I think I kind of... I mean, maybe you want to do it like this, too. Maybe. I kind of like it like this. For me, this feels a bit more natural. I don't know. I'm not an expert in the matter of, like, where I should put my wrists here. I've only read up on it. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, you can even put the numpad in the middle if you want, because they have a numpad that comes with this whole set, too, that you can use. Just put this in the middle here. Ooh, okay, one complaint about the numpad that I'll make right now. The numpad... Oh, okay. The numpad has the toggles more recessed in, and it's kind of hard to get your finger in there. Like, I think I have to use a tweezer. I feel like this is kind of an awkward one. Where's my tweezer? I'll just use this screwdriver. Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one to get your finger in there. It's too recessed in. More so than this. See how this is just slightly recessed? Versus the numpad? Bit of an awkward design here. Although, again, pretty numpad too. How much is the numpad? Let me see. I didn't even know they were sending me a numpad. Let's see. How much was this? Does it say? Oh, it says optional add-ons. So let's see. Let's add it on. Details. Oh, here we go. If you want to add on the tented angle kit, I have this in Canadian dollars, 48 CAD for the tenting and stand kit, which is nice, not bad. The numpad is a bit of a premium. It's 123 CAD, which is 89, so 90 bucks for the numpad. Bit of a premium there. I was hoping this would be closer to like 60 or 70 US. And then the keycaps are 50 bucks, which is about 38 USD. Okay, not bad for the keycaps. Not bad for everything else. This is a little pricier than I'd like it to be, considering, but for everything else, I think this is like adequately priced for what you're getting here. $240, not bad. Again, my standout fixes that I'd like to see, not even a fix, rather. I think this is just from like I build a lot of keyboards and I appreciate when people do this. Remove the adhesive, figure out a better way to have people access the screws, because I would have loved to take this apart today, but I also don't feel like peeling back the adhesives and damaging the board. Mainly because I don't know if I'm actually keeping this or not. So I don't want to damage this for the next person. But the fact that they're kind of just sitting there underneath adhesives is kind of bothersome. I don't love that. Sound-wise, I do think Nocfree makes better sounding low profile keyboards. I loved the way their newest ones sounded. I had other issues with the Nocfree board, but I did like it more than this. This is still not a bad sounding board. It's very concise sounding still. I just liked the Nocfree more overall. It just had a bit more depth to it. Maybe the foamy sound signature just worked better for the low profile board for me. This, on a positive note, has a dongle area that you can hide. Love that. Think that's amazing. Two very easy to access off and on switches here, which is fantastic. Really appreciate that. Charging is on the side. They do have a right angle connector for people interested in that. So if you're charging these, you can just plug this in and do your thing. But yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice overall. The keycaps I feel like could be better quality. I would also like a hard shell case with this. I'd say at its retail price of what, $300 and something, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, give me a hard shell case for that. But I do like this. I do like this a lot. They did a really good job with the overall aesthetic of this too. I think this looks pretty sweet. What do you guys think aesthetically? Do you guys like the way this looks? Nice. Very nice. A little curious, your wrist looked a little strained on camera. They could have been. Honestly, now that I think about, maybe. We need a key with tilt controls. That would be sick. Just like a little button and just auto tense in the middle. That would be dope. I think the unexploded arrows give a nice uniform look. I think the non-exploded layout of this actually works a lot. It works so much for this. I kind of like it. Yeah, this is nice. Past it, I don't really have much else to say about this board. Again, people really liked the last release from Nocfree. Actually, I had some like little quotes that I saw some people talk about that. I think the last thing was the light they did, and people didn't like some of the layout placements. But I think it was primarily just a layout thing. Actually, I don't have this. This is not turning on right now just because it's not charged. But when it is charged, I'm going to charge this overnight. I'm going to see if this works in VIA. But yeah, thanks again for Nocfree for letting us take a look at this today. I like looking at these fun little projects. These are cool. And I'm guessing this is just all cut out on the back too for just Bluetooth receiving, which is pretty smart. Neat board. Very neat. Actually, like the sound test from when it was fully connected. They did a really good job making this sound pretty good too. Do you feel like Manta is your grail? You want to know why it's... Okay, outside of me designing it, which obviously plays a humongous role, it's my grail just because it has all this... It has specs that I would have wanted from a keyboard. Like, it has everything that I wanted because I got to design it. So... you can't use foam. But if you're going for, like, the deepest sound signature... You could potentially get a piece of foam cut for the bottom. But unfortunately, there's not going to be like a super deep sound to this keyboard. As deep as it'll sound would be PP plate, which is this one. I need to lube the spacebar. Just playing around with it today. This is as deep as I've gotten it. Like some of the depth. It's still clacky as hell. But I would say like maybe a milky yellow... and then getting a piece of foam, or if you have a piece of foam lying around, put it on the bottom, and then a plastic plate. Actually, I don't even know if a plastic plate will work really well with the milky yellows here. I feel like you probably just to keep it a buck, I don't think you can get a super, super deep sound. But the deepest I've gotten is with the PP plate and like long pull switches. I think if you were to go blue cheese switches and PP, it would be super deep. Actually, you probably could even tape mod this pretty simple as well. Get a deeper tape mod kind of sound, you know? But yeah. But yeah, how are you guys though? We're pretty much done with the keyboard stuff right now. Pretty much. Anyone have anything they want to discuss? Terrible? Why terrible? Ooh. Bought an espresso machine. I'm super excited about it. Hell yeah. Which one did you get? Cheese, thank you so much for the tier 1.
Hi,
I appreciate
Alex.
it.
Nice to catch a stream again. Had to repair a control board at work today but didn't have a soldering iron. Got it done with a torch and a screwdriver.
Bro, you have balls of steel for that. I would have never been able to. God damn, cheese. Sylvia Pro X? Ooh, I've heard of that one. Actually, I think I've seen that one there. Will you do another Manta build? Because I'm really think the Manta is my end game because I've been a fan of yours for a while and it's super unique. Thank you. I'm gonna be doing a few more, yes. And then Patty's doing one. Jeff just released his video. But yeah, I'll be doing a few more builds. I wish I had more variations to show you guys, but I'm running out of variations right now. I think the Manta turned out insane. Like, I love this board. Too bad Anit missed the numpad sound test. He's always asking me. Will you do... Or, no, there. I want to solder some switches tonight, but my cat is sleeping on my desk. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. Maybe tonight's not the night for that. Maybe that's another night. Man, sucks that it's like 8 a.m. on a workday when you're live. Pretty nice when I get to see your streams live, though. Chill as fuck. Thank you, Wool. I might go live tomorrow, early. We'll see. Think of doing a full-size Manta? No. Bull and I already have some interesting next project ideas. Nothing as complex as the Manta, though. Like I said, if we're going to do another complex design in the future, maybe. But right now, this is the most complex. Because, guys, okay, discussion point, being fully transparent. I don't know if Bull's still here if he wants to hop on a call. Maybe Bull and I can both tackle this conversation. Running a keyboard like this is not... Okay, here. I'll get Bull on a call. You guys want like a little impromptu, little transparency thing about like running projects? Let me get Bull on a call here. Where is he? There he is. Love this. Let's go. Yes. Okay. Hey, Bull. Wait, can Bull hear me? Oh, hello? Bro, I don't know what the fuck.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? I can hear you too.
Wait, if you want better audio, I can switch to my PC.
No, you're all good. Is it too loud, guys? Can you say something, Bull? Bull?
Hello?
Okay, one sec. Let me turn you down a
Hello?
little bit.
Okay,
Dude,
we're
I'm
good.
telling you, something's
Sorry,
weird about... Hold on, me. You can hear me okay? Dude, I think something's wrong with my computer today. I need to restart it later.
Yeah.
One sec. Well, let me restart Discord. Mic check 1, 2. We can? Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my computer today. All right, let's see if this works. Oh, I can see my mic typing now.
Hello?
Hello, I think I fixed it, right? Did I not fix it? Here, what if I just... Can you hear me through this?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. All right.
It was super delayed, that's why I was responding so weirdly.
I don't know what's wrong with my... I think something's up, but I need to restart my computer later. I blame Teams, a delay maybe. Okay, so... Little impromptu discussion. I think we've already talked about this, but someone had mentioned like running a complex keyboard or like another Manta project, basically. I kind of want to let Bull tackle this because he's a like legit full-time vendor, but I think it's really interesting because this kind of got brought up this morning too. Like Bull, do you feel like even on the Manta, margins aren't super crazy high to the point where it's like, you know, we have a sack of gold that we're running behind or running that's behind our back and we're running forward with? Like, what do you think about like running a project like this, like costs, stuff like that, like things people wouldn't think about, you know?
Yeah. Well, one example is I literally paid the shipping of Pangea full size last night, and it was almost $20 per keyboard to ship it by sea, which is on a boat. So it's going to take 40 days, and it still cost me almost $20 per keyboard just to get them here in the first place. So you have to think about that with every keyboard. You have to you instantly $20 of the MSRP is literally just to get it to the vendor. And
Yeah.
it varies by vendor, but the US is kind of the worst, but that's how it is for me. So like Manta, like you pay 450, there you go, $20 is already out of there. Then you have prototyping costs, like we said a lot of times
tier 1
before,
sub to
you know,
Chironic.
$6,000. If you break that up, if we sell 300 keyboards, that's another $20 per keyboard that we spent on just to get that cost back. And
Yeah.
then, you know, it's stuff like that kind of adds up really fast. It's like, and then you got to pay, we give the other vendors a wholesale cost basically, right? Because everybody needs to make money. We want them to make enough money so that if a customer has an order, they can get their order shipped out with a replacement, or they have a replacement PCB, anything like that. We want the vendors to be in a comfortable position to actually support the customers. So like we give them a cut, and then, you know, Alex and I are left with some profit. You know, I think for the time that we spend on it, I don't know exactly what the hourly wage would want to be if you wanted to calculate it that, but I think either of us could make more if we did our kind of trained field, like if Alex was doing videography or photography and I was doing engineering. But that's how we're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why vendors have to run a lot of projects, is because, for example, like Manta, the profit from Manta is, it's not even enough to live on for more than a couple months.
We were joking around this
really
morning that after the prototype costs, which is about $6,000 something, it's maybe like a way, like, again, to be kind of transparent, if we sell MOQ, Bull and I will maybe walk away with like a month and a half worth of wage from, like, I say a standard position. So that you know, and it's weird that you said that. I don't think I've actually calculated like what's the hourly rate in which we've made this. I don't think it's a super crazy big turnaround, but I think
it's not.
Like, what's interesting when Bull says that too is we're doing this because obviously we just wanted to do it for funsies. Like, when we looked at the Manta, we already knew this was like yeah, this is like a dumb, crazy project, and we were told that this is going to be expensive, but we kind of just shrugged our shoulders and we're like, fuck it, let's just do it. It's kind of fun. Other brands
Also, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go on, Bull.
I was gonna say, like, we also, Alex and I are kind of in a unique position where we are kind of just running the project without a ton of overhead. So like, if you think about our project being $450, right? And like, you think about the prices of other projects, like other vendors that have to pay employees health insurance. Health insurance is really expensive. And you want to be able to support your employees to save up for a down payment on a house, that kind of stuff. So like, when you're paying an MSRP, you're like, it's not like it's just going to the vendors, the owner of the vendor's pockets or the designer. It's like a lot of the people, like the community, was supporting each other. Like myself, I pay the control to help manage the projects, and I'm really good friends with both of them. And so like, it's worth it to me to, maybe that's why the MSRP has to be increased slightly so that we can afford to pay everybody a reasonable amount of money. But yeah, like we were saying, it's still like, one project is not gonna set you up for a year. Like, Alex and I aren't gonna go be able to afford a big vacation after this. It's more like, okay, now we can pay our rent and food.
Yeah, and that's not including that me and Bull are going to be working on other stuff. So we take those profits and move them into the next.
So fun.
Yeah, which, okay, kind of point I was going to touch on too with like bigger vendors. Yes, me and Bull are in a very unique position where we don't really have to pay anyone. But imagine if you had a warehouse. Imagine if you had overhead cost, dude. And like, I have an overhead cost when it comes to like office space, but I kind of am lucky enough that I do tons of other stuff in this space that allows me to kind of help pay for that. But imagine if vendoring was your only job, like that has to be now included into the cost. So Bull and I are in a unique position where we can create a crazy, complicated board and not charge $650 for it instead of $450.
Yep.
Which
to answer about the EU there, there's no extra profit in the EU. That's because of VAT. So the European vendor also doesn't make any extra money. Yeah, I think their profit is actually lower than anybody else's because the tax there. So that it's not actually extra profit. But just to clear that up. So like, that's why it looks more expensive for us, but that's just how every product is in EU unless it's made there.
Yeah. How do you feel about how do you think other projects will feel for you with Manta being so complex, beautiful, monster for a Keeb? Well, we have other ideas, and I think there's other things you can do in the hobby to help iterate or expand and shed light on. Like the Manta isn't I would say like a completely innovative keyboard. It was a fun idea with like the thin kind of creating a little chamber that, in some ways does change the sound of the keyboard because Bull has tested that with 3D printed inserts. So it was like a fun project. But there are other things that Bull and I have been thinking about, which I'm not going to spoil, but that might actually be a bit more like useful. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're going to be a bit more like, oh, this is a good idea. Like this is actually kind of helpful. But the Manta is just kind of a project where we wanted to create something like really pretty. Because when I went to Bowl originally,
end game for ourselves.
Yeah. Because when I went to Bowl originally, like I was like, yo, can we make like pillars that kind of like flow from the keyboard? And Bowl showed me this, and I'm like, this is exactly what I'm thinking. And then we kind of iterated on that together. So this was completely different. Why would they take an outside investor who will just want another slice of the profit? Oh, for like, yeah, I mean, trust me, over the years, not this project, but over the years, I've had people who want to invest in whatever I'm doing. It's just not worth it. Like, I don't know what to even, if someone gave me $20,000 today to go do stuff, bro, I don't fucking know what I'd do. I would just continue to stream. Like, I have no idea. I have ideas, but I don't know what I'd do with the money to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that type of businessman,
I think from a vendor perspective, it's difficult because if you don't, like you're saying, if you don't have somewhere exactly to put it, it's hard. Because, like, yeah, you can buy a lot of switches with $20,000, but are you going to be able to sell all those switches? It's more like, at least for me, from my vendoring, it's like I want to make new projects. And, like, it's not something you throw a ton of money into at once, aside from just, you design a project and then you run that project. So I guess for me, I don't know exactly how much outside investment would help, and I would prefer to keep like full control, I guess, and not have to.
There's that too.
Work to somebody else's agenda and stuff like that. It's a nice freedom in that sense to not have somebody kind of looking over your head like that.
Yeah, and even from my perspective too, like, if you guys want like kind of like an insight of stuff that I have to pay for as a keyboard content creator and someone who's running the Manta with Bull here. So, two things. I basically like know for a fact that the limited edition ones I ran are going to have some sort of import tax that I'm not going to bill the client on. I'm just going to eat that because I just want the limited edition to be something I wanted to run. I am not transferring that cost onto you guys. I don't know how to, like, I'm not going to do it. I don't even want the board to like run in Canada then, if like for me, if there's going to be import tax on these limited edition ones. So that's just something like I'll never like advertise that. So there's that too. But even from like a content side of things, I don't know if you guys know this, but like I pay Manoli a monthly wage based off the videos he does, which I'd say is like extremely fair for what Manoli does. Like technically, my YouTube channel makes $0. Simply because I want Manoli to like, I don't have the time to edit all the videos. So I get Manoli to do all that, and it's just cool to give back to someone who was a really close friend of mine in the keyboard hobby, and then also like allow him to like continue to participate. But there's a lot of things that you wouldn't realize like behind the scenes that gets done, even from like a vendor perspective. And that's why, I don't know, not to go on a tangent, but that's why I really think like, I know we're being transparent about this, but imagine other vendors and try to put your shoes in, or try to like, not put your shoes, try to like be in the position and put yourself in that position of like, okay, other vendors also have things they need to pay for. You know what I mean? So I think it's just outward thinking at that point. But yeah, Manta is just a fun project that me and Bull are not going to be like I said, we're not like, we don't have a sack of gold we're running away with. This is just, it's just a for fun.
If we ended
project.
up with a sack of gold, I think we would just end up with more keyboards.
Yes. Even so, like,
yeah,
the only way we're making a sack of gold off this is if like 20,000 sell, which we're hoping to hit 300. So that is pretty much perspective, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This all goes back to
That's
the
how
reason
I.
group buys exist. It's a limited group of buyers. Yeah. Plus, like, I think people also forget, like, okay, I actually wrote all of this down the other day. Where did I write all this down? I'll tell you guys, because I think this is a really important conversation to have sometimes. Where is it? The landscape of keyboards and hobby norms have changed. Like, the 2018 to like 2021 approach to keyboards and like group buys and just like how hype everything was, it doesn't exist anymore. You could literally create the most boring board back in 2020 and people would eat it up because it was like the only thing available. The availability in today's market is so vast. Plus, you get to also look at older designs and people can be like, well, my Grail is actually something that ran 3 years ago, so I have no need to buy anything right now because I can just go get that on the aftermarket. So it's just like, people do kind of forget that like things change and evolve. There's Hall effect keyboards now, so there's less people maybe inclined to buy mechanical stuff. So again, I think that's also a very critical way to like look at the hobby as well. Like, yes, things change and the way vendors work will have to change as well. Can you talk us through some of the design process, like how much time and prototyping you guys had to work with? Ooh, we got really lucky on that, didn't we, Bull?
We did. The nice thing is, if you only need one prototype, you save yourself a lot of money and time. Because like,
Yeah.
I think the prototypes took a long time to make.
They did.
And it depends on your factory you work with. So some are fast, some are slow, whatever. But we knew it was going to take a while. But like the prototypes, I think took 3 or 4 months to produce, and we produced 6 right away, which was a little risky if it was going to work or not. But we kind of, I guess I've designed like 200 keyboards. So for me, like it's a rare thing that something doesn't work. So I was pretty confident. So then, yeah, we went ahead with the prototype. And then, but we identified a few changes. None of them required a whole new prototype. So, and we told you guys that, like modifying the internal steps a little bit, adding some force brake pads, that kind of stuff. And so none of those required full prototypes, just things we can change to production and test using other stuff like, like Alex used the little stab pads, stuff like that.
Tape.
Yeah, it's mostly, but even before ordering prototypes, we went through several iterations of the design and just hopping on a call, going through it, seeing what we ended up liking. And yeah, plus that's kind of the fun part to me is making the changes like that.
And I also want to say this too, because I feel like this gets overlooked a lot. You have to remember, Bull has a lot of experience here. I have experience in different ways. Bull was I'll always give credit to Bull here fully because Bull is the person who's going to take the program and design this thing. Bull, like I said, has a lot of experience. The time Bull takes is an unfair comparison to maybe someone's first attempt. Because I'm sure if this was Bull's very first keyboard and maybe still unfamiliar with the program or like not sure how things worked, maybe 20 hours of work that maybe took him on project 1 equates to 5 minutes of work. And that comes through experience.
Yeah.
Which, dude, so many people forget that time and experience are very is interchangeable or like, you guys don't understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, you can't just equate, okay, well, this guy has 20 years and he's only working for an hour. Well, he's worked 20 years of doing this, so like his hour might be someone else's 10 hours, you know what I mean? So I think like time wise, it's not a super fair way to look at that, because even though we sat in calls for like months talking about the Manton, like plans we had for it, maybe it would have taken someone five minutes who is more experienced in both of those aspects, like the marketing side of things. Like, who knows? You're not paying for my time, you're paying for my experience. Yes, exactly.
Burnty, about 200, maybe a couple more.
Is
there a reason why you guys went with STR over?
You can read it.
I think STR is definitely a boutique manufacturer in that they only produce keyboards. Pretty much any other manufacturer are not exclusive to keyboards. They can do good keyboards. Like, there's plenty of good manufacturers, but like STR only makes keyboards. Like, when I was there's keyboards everywhere. It was insane. But like the reason we work with STR is because It's I'm basically connected to STR in that all my projects I work with them. I like working with them. They do good work. They're open to new stuff. It's just and you could have that with any manufacturer. It's really just building a relationship with the manufacturer that you guys both work well together and you can make a project go nicely. That's really just all it came to, I guess. STR is not the only one that does force patina. That, in my experience, they're the best at it though at the moment.
It might
So
be the first people who
that's
do
a benefit.
factory flame patina. Maybe.
That's
I
true.
don't think
Yeah.
anyone's done that yet. So maybe that is a first for the Manta.
Yeah.
Re-Manta, if I've never done a solder PCB before, is it worth it? Or should I keep the hot swap? I mean, like, I personally think the Manta works the best with a solder. You can go either way. This one here is using like I said, I really like the way this one here sounds. This is a hot swap one. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I just like the, maybe you can call this sentimental in a way, but like, I like the idea that like I've picked a bunch of parts. I'm happy with the parts I pick, and I have made it together and forced it together and melded it together with my own hands, and I have this product now. So it just feels a bit more intentional to me, and like I kind of like the idea of intentional, but like that's kind of a new philosophy that I've picked up in my life with tons of stuff, like being intentional instead of just kind of being wishy-washy, which it's not important. You just whatever you're comfortable with at the end of the day. But yeah, if you want my opinion, yeah, I'd probably pick solder.
Crazy elitist behavior.
God damn it, and it.
No, I'm on the same page. I like it. I like to solder because it's like, I don't know, it's like it takes longer to build, so you get that false sense of putting more time into something, so making it better. So it's definitely like it's a psychological thing, but
Yeah.
I just enjoy soldering it. It's fun. It's like when you build a Lego, you want to put all the pieces together. So I like it. It doesn't feel like skipping a step to use hot swap, but it's just I like adding the step, I guess is the better way to put it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said though, to go back to the original topic too, like there's just a lot with running a project. And if you guys ever have questions about that, like I think me and Bowl have been crazy transparent about the whole project. Just ask us. But I think it's really like what I want to stress though is take what we're saying and like try to apply it to other vendors and designers, because they're probably going through something similar. And sometimes some people are very like they're not as maybe sociable, or maybe they don't understand transparency as well, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a great thing from like a marketing perspective. But yeah, like some people aren't as good at doing it. Some people don't even like talking. So, it's just one of those things where maybe if you could take what we say and try to be a little bit more open-minded to other things. This doesn't mean that we're saying it's justified to spend X amount of dollars in X project. Do whatever you guys want. It's your money at the end of the day. Like if you guys feel like something's a ripoff, then something's a ripoff. Do your due diligence. I think there's a lot
and you don't have to buy every keyboard.
Exactly. You don't have to buy everything. Not everything's going to be made exactly for you, and I think that's a beautiful thing as well. There's diversity in this hobby. So, with that being said, please try to understand it as well, because I think that's the healthiest thing to do. How would you say the manufacturing side... how would you say on the manufacturing side the difference between manufacturers like STR, DDS, Home2, etc.?
I can't speak to all that because I haven't worked with all of them. It's literally just who you work with. I worked with STR and DDS myself, and
I like DDS.
It's almost random. It's not.
Yeah.
DDS is good. I know they stopped doing one-offs, I think.
Yes.
But it's really just building a relationship with them. Like I think you can end up with a good product no matter who you work with. It's just about finding who you like to work with, and I guess putting the work in, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But like, you want to tell them what you want. You want to set expectations of what you expect for quality, all that stuff. So you can kind of work with whoever you want.
Yeah, I like STRs. I like
STRs and there's small differences really like that between them. So that's another thing you have to consider. Yeah.
Machining, quality, delivery windows on projects. Yeah, there's that too. Relationship wise, I don't know. I've only ever I haven't had a relationship with anyone. Like, I'm new to this whole spot, but I have talked to a lot of the reps. Tell you what, like most reps are pretty friendly, so I haven't had like a bad experience talking to a rep for keyboards. For keycaps, I've had some weird experiences, but for keyboards, no, everyone's been pretty nice. I mean, dude, they're gonna be nice. They want your business, so running a project might be a little different though.
Yeah, Bernsey, that's true. Keyboard manufacturer knows more about keyboards. That's worth it. You want to have somebody who. The bigger thing is about having somebody that has the same end goal as you in terms of like quality and that kind of stuff. But like, and when you consider like ano from a different factory, you can tweak the ano like in terms of how bright you want it or how reflective. Like that's all possible. Usually manufacturers will kind of have a go-to that they specialize in or what they normally do, but you can change it. So it's like that's what I mean, where it's like nothing's set in stone. It's all about just working together. Yeah, Gondo did the PCB for Manta.
Who has the best red ano?
Whoever you can tell to make the red that you want.
Damn. It's true. It's very true. But yeah, that's all. That's all I think that pretty much like wraps. If you guys still have questions for Bull, like feel free.
You can DM me or ask in Alex server or ask right now.
Yeah. But I think it's good. Like transparency is always going to be a good thing, no matter what. So, hi Extra Prius, how you doing? But in terms of like other content, XXW will be Friday. Jeff's video is out.
Yeah.
Got to figure out stuff with Tim. I haven't talked to him in like a hot minute. But yeah, we'll see. I'd like to see some transparency in the future on your. What the fuck?
No, I haven't tried. I wouldn't try to do machining in the U.S. I worked in a machine shop, so I know how quotes are here, and also what's possible here. We simply cannot make the same stuff, so I don't think I would try it.
I love that you guys are doing Q&As and talking with talking adds to the lore, dude. I think that's part of the fun. Like, I feel like obviously you can buy keyboards build the lore. And love the look. But like, dude, I think when you get a keyboard and like Bull just said, you got like, if there's some like fun like lore or like there's a memory behind something, you just like that thing more. Obviously, at the end of the day, guys, too, like one thing I will say again, because I said this when the group I launched, don't spend more than you can. I want you guys to like obviously not spend money on Manta if you guys don't have the money to do so. Like, don't just buy it cause. But if you guys have the means to do so and you guys are in a position where you can, like, and you guys want to support the project, yeah, I think it adds that much more to like a project where you can be like, oh yeah, this had a lot of positive experiences behind it. So, is a one-off more expensive if it's machined in the U.S. versus China? I would assume so.
Everything's more expensive here.
Yeah, everything in the U.S. is more expensive. You can check with Clever and what he went through with the Blue Ridge. He had it done in the US. Yes, that was, I think, partly done all in the US. But Clever's experience is quite unique. I think Clever has a really good. Clever's actually another person who does some really good job. Yeah, he does a good job of building his own brand as well. Like when it comes to like what Clever's been doing, he's a very talented person when it comes to that as well. I also enjoyed you guys building it like 100 times. It makes me feel like I'm a sane person. I do that with every keyboard. Usually, okay, here's the secret though. For me, because my situation's a little different and I'm very well aware of that, I never have the experience or time. I shouldn't say experience. I never have the time or, I guess just really time, to want to do that. I used to do this so often. And I feel like the Manta, made me, well, obviously because I want to build it for you guys, like, and show off the board. But I kind of feel like it reminds me of like my very first month or two in the hobby where I bought some switches and then I'm just like going nuts being like, whoa, this keyboard sounds awesome. I need to build it 300 times to see what it sounds like. That's kind of what I'm going through with the Manta because I think it's really fun. It's really fun. Like I miss doing that. I just don't have the opportunity to do it very often. So yeah, I did build it for
would you be willing to go... Keep Science asks, would Bull be willing to go through the exercise of pricing it out? Probably not, because a lot of the designs that I usually make are too complicated or need special tooling that is kind of extremely expensive here. Like Extra previously said with the making the nerd stuff, like the nerd nest, like that is much easier to make in terms of like the tooling required.
Yeah.
So like that kind of stuff like there's definitely boards you can make in the US. Like the full size, the fossil. That was really nice and it turned out good, but it's super expensive and it didn't really have a lot of curves or things like that
No.
because like that's the kind of stuff that requires custom tooling, and then like it didn't have anodizing because we don't have good anodizing here, and like all this stuff, like there's special tools that are literally made to cut out USB ports with the CNC in the in China. So like that kind of stuff we just don't really have here. So it's just like it's not something really worth doing because like the tariff cost or whatever. Even if the tariff was way higher, it's still cheaper to make it in China and ship it here.
Yeah, and actually, Ava makes a good point. I don't know how much the Seneca took to actually make. Like, I don't know the manufacturing cost of that, but like $3,600 is a fair chunk of money. So, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
here's a good example, right? Like, the moment you get more into boutique stuff, like I collect camera gear as well. I say collect very loosely. I have some nice camera gear, but like once you get into the upper echelon of things and stuff gets made like by hand in Germany, or it gets made by hand in, I think the Hasselblad's made in Sweden or something. It starts to just get really, really expensive. So yeah, there's going to be an inherent cost of just doing stuff like that, where there's a bit more of like an involved process. Some people love that though. Some people go crazy for it, but I don't think it'd be
that's why we're all
feasible in
nerds.
the keyboard hobby. Like I think in the keyboard hobby, there seems to be a line in which people don't really want to cross. Which, I mean, to each their own. But there are definitely some boards that I've had the pleasure of building. Like, I like the Geist boards. I've had okay experiences with the Geist products, like in terms of fulfillment and stuff. But I do like the products. And they're going to be more expensive because there's a lot of stuff that gets made and finished within... Oh boy, I don't remember what country it is, but it's
Germany, I think.
Somewhere in the EU. Yeah, Germany, Belgium, I'm not too sure where. But yeah. My only thought process in manufacturing was that for a one-off with shipping and time commitment, you get like no savings. So I thought maybe they would come close to price between China and US, but again, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I think the problem is even for a one-off, you need the tooling.
Yeah.
So it's almost worse in that sense. Like if you were like, I'm gonna produce 100,000 keyboards in the US, then potentially by the time you buy the tooling and all that stuff at a certain scale, potentially it could level off. But even then, you have like labor costs are higher because it's more expensive to live in the US, that kind of stuff. So it's like I don't think a hobby could support anything like that, even with just the number of people in the hobby, and that's okay. I mean, it's the fun part is that it's a closely connected hobby.
Yeah, and even outside of tooling, I'll say this as an example. Look at KeyCult. KeyCult, when they brought in their machines to do it in the United States, to do it themselves, experience came into play, and then time came into play. So there was that kind of, I mean, not saying this is why, there's many reasons why, but that in a way, it kind of almost tanked their business. Kind of maybe did. But like the moment they started doing stuff in-house, it started piling up. There was tons of times, like I even hear this from other people who I know who do machining. There are tons of times where like the machines break down and then suddenly you just can't do anything. So, and that comes just with like being able to support like bigger factories, stuff like that. So it makes it difficult. But KeyCult is an interesting example of that, I guess. Yeah, just experience in China and just what they have is just far superior to what a lot of people here would have.
How many people do you think are in the mechanical keyboard hobby? Oh, hello, Manu.
Wisconsin
how many
cheese.
people do you think are in? Oh, I have no idea how many people are in the mechanical keyboard hobby.
I don't know.
Because it's like, what do you consider? Like, does anybody buying a mechanical keyboard? Is it anybody who actively talks in the community or something? I don't know. I have no idea. Because there's a lot of people in like the r/mk Reddit. Do those people all qualify? I don't know.
How many people are on the Reddit right now? Let's see. There is 100. Wait, this is keyboards. Hold on. I need mechanical keyboards. Mechanical. 1.3 million, but I doubt all of those people are like
Yeah.
avid custom buyers. You know what I mean?
There's probably 6 figures people. Maybe. I don't know.
Only people that
Only people who
qualify
buy
are sub to
mantas.
Alex. When will China catch up, or will they even try to get into the ABS keycap game like GMK? Isn't Keykobo produced in China?
Yeah, it would just be a company, not necessarily,
Yeah.
China. It would be if any company decided to. It's a lot to invest in keycaps. You need a mold for every key, so like getting that up and going is a large upfront investment. So, but yeah, Keykobo is in China. So if you count that,
Yeah,
and like Creative,
JTK.
Damaki, JW. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say JTK. Yeah, there's a lot of big ones there.
It's just whatever
Just like
GMK
whoever
is
makes
doing,
all the OEM keycaps.
Yeah, and whatever GMK is doing with their ABS, it just oddly sounds the best out of all the ABS, or at least what we perceive, maybe collectively, maybe only some of us think is the best. So whatever blend they use or way they manufacture it or whatever, maybe wall thickness, who knows? But I'm sure if someone else cracks the code
It's
and finds a
magic.
good blend, yeah, they'll just be the new person who people go to ABS. So Alex and GMK need. I used to never care for GMK keycaps. There was a point in time where I only bought PBT. And then I tried my very first set of GMK stuff. Like, I already had GMK, but I never used it. But then I really got into it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, these are way more my preference. It's the German touch.
You were JMK pilled.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
But yeah, like I said, guys, there's going to be lots of fun stuff that Bull and I hope to do. So Manta is the very first. I hope you guys enjoy the Manta. Like I said, I will probably say this with confidence, but it might be the most complex. Who knows? Maybe we'll do another complex one. But complex ones are trickier. Because we would have loved to offer you guys like a customizer too, but that would have just added more cost. And at this point here, like, we're playing with fire at the $450 mark anyways, so.
Yep.
We lost the whiteboard? Evo, come on, man. Can we have blue on the next board, please? I'll let Bull decide.
Blue?
I'll let Bull.
Ooh, it depends on the blue.
I'm not a blue person. I don't like blue. Sorry, guys. FYI, there's a smidge of glare in your face cam. Oh, yeah. Right there. I see it. Why? I didn't do anything. Oh, I did move my camera back a bit. Maybe there's some... I don't think I have a lens cap. I'll find a lens cap later. I'll fix that. Whatever. Not a big deal. Is it like too much? Oh, yeah, I can definitely see it's there.
It's not that bad.
The light bar, I assume, as well. Maybe the light bar. I don't know. I also have a filter, like a glow filter on that thing, so maybe it's that too. Force patina brass plate. I don't know if I'd patina a brass plate. You'd never see that. I feel like that's just that's a super in-depth detail there. But all right, Thanks, guys. Again, I think I can speak for both me and Bull when we say thank you for even just taking an interest in the Manta project, and thanks for letting us talk to you guys about this kind of stuff, because I feel like there's a lot of misinformation and just random assumptions that goes into projects. I know because even before running this, I thought I had an idea, and you start going, oh yeah, there's that. Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, it's pretty eye-opening, even for someone who thinks they're experienced with keyboard stuff, so. Can we not do any red on the next one, please? Thank you. Thank you, Anne. I won't do any red ever again because of you.
Just for you.
Are we close to 500 keyboards? I'll be camping outside of Bullstream waiting for his costume.
Not yet.
Not yet. But there seems to be a decent chunk of people into it. Yeah. When we hit MOQ, we'll tell you guys. You gotta find the copper mine Neo found for all the CU boards. Well, that's just scale at that point for them, so. That is purely scale, my friend. Give us the numbers. When we hit MOQ.
We'll also update the graphs.
Yes.
We're not going to ask the vendors to update their orders every day. That'd be a lot, but every week basically. So you can expect new graphs at the end of every week. So I
And
hope you guys
MOQ will
I
be for
love them.
everyone.
Maybe it's just
MOQ
me.
will be all vendors.
Yeah, it's a total MOQ.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go find someone to raid. I think we're going to call it here for today because I still have to do a crap ton of other things. I need to get my emails all sorted this afternoon. So let's go raid someone. And I don't think anyone's doing keyboards, huh? Let's just go raid Yukina. She has a keyboard, so it counts. Thanks for tuning in today, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your nights. And if you guys liked the Nocfree, the low profile split over here, I'd say go pick it. Honestly, this is a nice one. I like what they did with this. Like I said, there are some downsides to this, though. I feel like I haven't had a perfect project yet when it comes to some of these low profile things. But this is, I think, it might be my second favorite. Maybe my first. I don't know. But it's pretty nice. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your nights. See ya.